Hi all, a warm wishes to everyone. Today in today's lecture we'll see what will be the signatures of the trigonometric functions in all four quadrants. Signature means whether the particular trigonometric function is positive or negative. Okay, let's see the let's look about the quadrants. The first quadrant will be from 0 degree to 90 degree, correct? 0 degree to 90 degree. And the second quadrant is from 90 degree to 180 degree. 90 degree to 180 degree. And the third quadrant will be from 180 degree to 270 degree. And the fourth quadrant is from 270 degree to 360 degree or 0 degree, you can say. If I write the same things in terms of radians, it will be from 0 to 5 by 2 radians. And the second quadrant is from 5 by 2 to pi radians. And from the third quadrant will be from 5 radian to 2, from pi radian to 3 pi by 2 radians. 3 pi by 2 radians. And from fourth quadrant will be from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi radians. 2 pi radians. Okay, now let's see the signatures of the trigonometric functions in four quadrants. Let's start with the first quadrant. So the first quadrant, the first quadrant is ranges from 0 degree to 90 degree. If you tell in radians, it is from 0 radian to 5 by 2 radian. Okay, okay. Let's see the first function, which is the first function. First function. So first function is sine theta. I mean sine function. So let's take sine theta. This is about the first quadrant. Okay, first quadrant. So first this one is first trigonometric function is sine theta. So what is the basic definition of sine theta? It is opposite side divided by hypotenuse. So basic definition of sine theta is opposite side divided by hypotenuse. You guys already aware of this basic definition. This is opposite divided by hypotenuse. So try to observe the opposite side. Opposite side is exactly parallel to the y-axis. So the what is this axis? This is y-axis. This is positive x-axis. This is positive y-axis. This is negative x-axis, and this is negative y-axis. So opposite side is clearly parallel to the positive y-axis. So I can take this as opposite side, right? So what is the signature of this length, this opposite side? So it is lying on the positive y-axis. It is not lying on the positive axis. It is exactly parallel to the positive y-axis. So this means I can take this opposite side signature as the signature of positive y-axis. So this is from here to here, this is positive y-axis, right? So what is the signature of y-axis in this side? From here to here, this will be positive. What is this? This is positive divided by hypotenuse. What is the definition of hypotenuse? I mean, hypotenuse, if you apply the Pythagoras theorem, it is the sum of the squares of adjacent plus square of the opposite side, correct? The hypotenuse square will be equal to sum of the squares of the other two remaining sides, right, from the theorem of Pythagoras. So if you see that theorem, at this hypotenuse square will be adjacent square plus opposite square. So hypotenuse clearly it is this sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, opposite and adjacent. So hypotenuse, it is square. So if you do minus square or plus square, huh, doesn't matter. So minus square is also plus, plus square is also plus, square is also plus, right? So hypotenuse will always be positive. Understood this concept, right? Hypotenuse always will be positive. So you just have to see the opposite side, that's it. So plus divided by plus is positive. Correct? In the same way, what is cos theta? So cos theta is, from the basic definition, it is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. Correct? So what is adjacent side? See, adjacent side, clearly it is lying on the positive x-axis. So this is, yes, you are right. See, it's positive. So again, the same story for hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the square of the sum of the squares of the other two remaining sides. So that will be always positive. Cool. So positive by positive, this is positive. Now, the remaining trigonometric functions, you can derive these using the sides or using the basic definitions. What next? Which one is the next? Tan theta. Tan theta is sin theta by cos theta. Sin theta by cos theta, or or opposite divided by adjacent. So what is opposite? Opposite is again parallel to y-axis. So positive divided by positive. This is positive. So if you take sin theta also, if you fill the values of trigonometric functions in this also, sin theta is positive in first quadrant, cos theta is also positive in first quadrant. So plus by plus, it is plus. Very good. Let's go to the next one, which is the next one, secant theta. Secant theta. What is secant theta? It is 1 divided by cos theta. Or if you write it in terms of the ratios, it will be hypotenuse divided by adjacent. So hypotenuse is positive, always positive. Hypotenuse is always positive. Adjacent. Look at the adjacent in the first quadrant. This is positive. So answer will be positive. And next one, secant theta, cosecant theta. Next is cosecant theta. So what is cosecant theta? It is 1 by sin theta. So if you write in terms of the ratios, it will be hypotenuse. 1 second. It will be hypotenuse divided by opposite side. What is hypotenuse? As I already mentioned, hypotenuse is always positive. Positive divided by hypotenuse is parallel to y-axis. So this is positive. It will be positive by positive will be positive. Correct? So this is all about the, oh, so one more function is left over which is that one, cot theta. Cot theta. What is the cot theta? By basic definition or by ratios of the trigonometric functions, it is cos theta divided by sin theta. Or if you write it in terms of basic ratios, this will be cos theta divided by sin theta. So this will be adjacent divided by opposite side. What this will be? Adjacent divided by opposite side. So look at the adjacent. It is positive. I mean positive x-axis, right? So look at the opposite side. Opposite side is parallel to y-axis. Which y-axis? Positive y-axis divided by positive. This will be positive. So understood? So clearly, if you observe these all things, I mean all the trigonometric functions, clearly this sine is dependent on y component. Sine is dependent on opposite side. So opposite side is always the y component. See, look at the figure. So opposite side is parallel to y-axis. So the sine is completely dependent on y-axis. And look at the cos. The cos is completely dependent on the x component. So hypotenuse in both cases it will be positive. So that will not change your the end result. So the sine is completely dependent on y-axis and cos is completely dependent on x component, x-axis. So in the first quadrant, sine, I mean x component and y component both are positive. So their dependence, sine theta and cos theta, both are positive. So if you get the signature of the sine theta and cos theta, the remainings are very simple. Tan theta is sine by cos, plus by plus. Or if you take opposite by adjacent, opposite is y-axis, adjacent is x-axis. So both are positive. The answer is positive. Okay, by understanding this one, first quadrant, this is not, no, I am not getting any fun in this first quadrant. All are positive. Here, all are positive. So I am not getting any fun here. So let's see the second quadrant. Okay. For the second quadrant, I will erase this all. I will take this second quadrant. I mean, I will move the theta to the second quadrant. Second, what is second quadrant? Yes, you are right. Second quadrant is from pi by 2 to pi. So let me erase this also. This part. Oh, oh. Okay. So now where the theta will come here, theta will be something like this. I mean, if I draw the figure, this will be like this. Now the theta, where is the theta? Theta will be, theta is this one now. Clear? Now, what is sine theta? In this case, this is opposite side. Correct? This is adjacent. Clear? And this will be hypotenuse. So now apply the same procedure for the second quadrant for sine theta. Now this become second quadrant. This is second quadrant. Second quadrant. Okay. What is sine theta in second quadrant? Again, the basic definition is same. Opposite side divided by hypotenuse. What is opposite side? Opposite side is parallel to y-axis. Which y-axis? Positive y-axis. Very good. This is positive divided by hypotenuse is always positive. So positive by positive is a positive. Yes. Now let's see the cos theta. See, cos theta is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. Look at the adjacent side. Yeah. See this from here to left hand side. This is negative x-axis, right? So adjacent side in the second quadrant, this is negative divided by positive. So this will be negative. So see, second quadrant cos is negative. Why it is negative? So adjacent side is negative. See, cos depends on x-axis. So which x-axis here? So second quadrant x is negative. So cos is negative. What about tan theta? Tan theta is opposite divided by adjacent. See, tan depends on both the axes, right? Opposite depends on sine depends on y component, cos depends on x component, but tan depends on both sine and cos, right? So internally, if you go in depth in that, so tan depends on both the axes. One is positive, one is negative. So this is negative. So if logic, if you apply that logic, you will get negative. Otherwise, what is opposite? Opposite is positive, and adjacent is negative. So this will be answer. Positive by negative is negative. What is second theta? 1 by cos theta. If you apply 1 by cos theta already I got minus. 1 by minus is minus. Otherwise, if you apply the basic formulas, hypotenuse divided by adjacent. Hypotenuse is always positive. Adjacent is negative here. Adjacent is always x-axis. So positive by negative will be negative. So in the same way, what is cosecant theta? So hypotenuse is always positive divided by opposite side. Opposite side is parallel to positive y-axis. This will be positive. So this is positive. What about cot theta? Cot theta is adjacent side divided by opposite side. What is adjacent? Adjacent side is negative divided by opposite is positive. This is minus by plus. It is minus negative. So observe here. See, look at the trigonometry functions. Cos and cot. Cos and cot. Cos and cot are negative and the remaining are positive. Why cos and cot are negative? See, cos and cot are dependent on no, 1 second. Don't have to make the mistakes, sorry. See, only sine and cosecant are positive here. Sine and cosec are positive. Cosec are positive and the remaining 4 trigonometric functions are negative. Why? Sine is completely dependent on y-axis. As I mentioned, sine depends on y component and so sine depends on y component. Y is positive, so sine is positive. Cosec depends on sine and sine depends on y. Y is positive, so sine and cosec are only 2 trigonometric functions. They are positive in the second quadrant and the remaining are negative. And look at the other trigonometry functions. Cos depends on x axis, x is negative, so it is negative. Look at the tan depends on both axis, y axis and x axis. One of them is negative, so this is tan is negative. Second depends on cos depends on x axis, x is negative, so it is negative. Cosecant is depends on sine depends on y axis, so y is positive, so it is positive. Cot depends on both the axis, right? So one of them is x axis is negative, so it is negative. Very good. Let's see the third quadrant. Let me erase this. Now let's see the third quadrant. Okay. Okay. Now let's see the third quadrant. Third quadrant. QUA. Okay. Yeah. Now what happens in third quadrant? So theta will be. Let me draw that triangle also. Okay. Okay. Now this will be. This angle is. This angle is theta. Okay. Now look at the. Let's start examining each and every functions. What is sine theta? Opposite side divided by hypotenuse. So what is opposite side? Opposite side is parallel to. This is opposite side, right? Opposite, and this is adjacent. This is hypotenuse. Hy. Okay. Now what is sine theta? Opposite side divided by hypotenuse. What is opposite? See, it is negative. Why? This is parallel to negative y-axis divided by hypotenuse always positive. This is equal to negative. Clear? And next one, cos theta, adjacent. Adjacent is negative x-axis, right? Divided by positive. This will be negative. Next, tan theta. Tan theta is opposite side by adjacent. Opposite is negative divided by negative. Adjacent is also negative. Negative by negative is positive. Yes. So tan theta is becoming positive here in the third quadrant. See how we are getting that. That is very important. So second theta is hypotenuse is positive divided by adjacent is negative. So this will be negative. Next, cosecant theta. Cosecant theta is hypotenuse positive divided by opposite side is negative. This will be again negative. Cot theta, adjacent side divided by opposite side. Adjacent is also negative. Opposite is also negative. And the final conclusion is it is positive. Now observe these all. So here in the third quadrant, tan and cot are positive and the remaining all are negative. Understood? Clear? So I think the same thing you will follow for the. I suggest you to follow the same thing for the remaining fourth quadrant. Please do it. Now I wanna do one conclusion based on these things. So the conclusion is the sign always depends on y component and cos always depends on x component. So by looking at the signature of the axis, x axis and y axis, you should tell the answer. That's it. So the final conclusion sign depends on y component, y axis, and cos depends on x component, or x axis, x axis. Okay. So by uh, by figuring out the x's signature, you can easily tell the signature of the trigonometric function in each quadrant. So let me take in fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant. So in fourth quadrant, which is negative and which is positive? Yeah, fourth quadrant is this one. X is positive, y is negative. So what I told, so x sign depends on y axis. So sin theta is negative. That's it. So and next one, cos theta. What is cos theta? Cos theta depends on x axis. X is positive, so cos is positive. Next is tan theta. Tan theta depends on both the axes. Tan depends on both sine and cos, right? So tan depends on both the axes. So one is negative and one is positive. So tan is negative. Cot theta. Cot is again, it depends on both the axes. One of them is negative, so it will be negative. Next is secant theta. Secant theta is 1 by cos theta. Secant theta depends on cos theta. Cos theta depends on x axis. So x is positive. So here, if you apply this thing here, so what you will get? You will get what you will get? You will get which things will get positive and negative here? Only positive. Which are the trigonometric functions which they will get positive here? So only cos and secant. Cos theta and secant theta will become positive. Understood? Thank you. And one more last thing. This is very important. Huh? The sine always depends on y axis and cos always depends on x axis. This is very important. Now let's see the next thing. The trigonometric functions for negative angles. What do you mean by negative angle? Negative angle. The definition of negative angle is if you calculate the angle in clockwise direction, right? If you see the angles in clockwise direction, then those angles are called negative angles. Negative angles, right? So let me erase this also. Negative angle. For that negative angle, I will show you how you will calculate the negative angle. Okay. So if you calculate the angle in this direction, this is called anti-clockwise. This is positive angle. So if you calculate the angle in this direction, this is called negative angle. Correct? Cool. So now let's see what is sine of minus theta, sine of tan of minus theta, cot of minus theta. For that, what you have to do? You have to see what I am doing here. I am taking in an anti-clockwise, in a clockwise direction for negative angle. So let me draw a figure for so that's not required. So for negative angles, what you have to assume is you have to assume the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant. So whatever signatures you are getting for the fourth quadrant, the same signatures will get applied for the negative angles. See, like sine of minus theta. So what you have to think? You have to think this is in fourth quadrant. So sine, fourth quadrant, sine depends on y axis. Y is negative in fourth quadrant. So this will be minus sine theta. What is cos of minus theta? Cos of minus theta, as I already mentioned, cos depends on x-axis. So what about the signature of the x-axis in fourth quadrant? It is positive. So cos of minus theta is plus cos theta. In the same way, tan of minus theta. Tan depends on both the axes. So in the fourth quadrant, tan depends on both axes. In fourth quadrant, one of the axes, y-axis is negative. So this is positive. So both the quadrant plus by minus. So this is minus tan theta. Getting me right? Yeah. Next is secant of minus theta. Sec depends on cos, cos depends on x-axis, and x-axis is positive. So secant of minus theta is positive secant theta. In the same way, what is cosecant of minus theta? This is equal to cosecant. Cosecant depends on sine, so it is a reciprocal of sine, right? Reciprocal of sine, right? So cosecant depends on sine, sine depends on y-axis, and y is negative, so this is minus cosecant theta, which is left cot of minus theta. So what we are left with? Cot of minus theta. So cot depends on tan, tan depends on both axes, one of the axis is minus, so this will be minus cot theta. Yeah, the main thing, the major thing, again I am repeating here, is sine depends on y-axis and cos depends on x-axis. Using that information, you can derive all the remaining trigonometric functions. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps.